there are two apps that come with Windows that are completely misunderstood and yet are extremely useful, especially if your computer is misbehaving and if your internet is running slow. With Windows, there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we just don't see. The event viewer is like a logbook. It records events that happen within the operating system, the applications, and security. So why do we actually care? Because it can reveal some interesting stuff. Check us out. Right, in your Windows, go down to your start and then type their event viewer and fire up the app. And this is what it looks like. Not the prettiest of apps. Let's be honest, this is clearly what happens when you give techies the ability to run design. Alright, let's focus on a couple of things. So firstly, we're going to focus on the application side, and we're looking for this I, which is information, and essentially it just gives you a little bit of details about what actually happened. We're not worried about information. What we are worried about is when it says error. Error in red like that. So you scroll down, you find the error. Now, what on earth is this supposed to mean to us regular people? Well, let me show you. Copy that, open up your favorite AI, and then type in there, what does this actually mean? And then simply paste the whole error in there. And then you'll see it tells you exactly what it is. So what is this? For me, this says this is the Sony imaging webcam software. It's obviously got some sort of a problem. Fine. I'm going to scroll further down, and then it tells me exactly what it is. Not really interesting. What it is interesting is when it says, what does this mean in practical term? Yes, that's speaking my language. Software glitches, installation, all those issues. But if I scroll further down, troubleshooting tips. Yes, please, step-by-step instruction on what I need to do. Next up, security. Just scroll through this list. Make sure that all you see is audit success. If there's a failure, means something is up. System. Alright, here I have a warning triangle, and this looks ominous, but if you look at the general information, it just tells me, hey, heads up, I couldn't get to this particular website. So again, nothing I need to worry about. I am looking for those red ones. Here's a red one. Okay, what is this? Fail to install the following updates, blah, 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 of the Microsoft Your Phone. Okay, so I have to deal with it or not. Now, on every single computer ever, there will always be information, which is nothing to worry about. It's like, hey, heads up, this happened. Like, yeah, okay, thanks. There is also going to be a whole bunch of warnings, which is like, hey, just letting you know something weird's going on, and it's usually nothing. As you saw, my system has loads of these, but it's running perfectly fine. And then there'll be a whole bunch of errors, and those are the ones that we actually focus on, as you saw. This is especially useful when a program continuously crashes. You pop back into Event Viewer, look at the error, and then look up what's going on and how to fix it. Now, don't spend hours in this app trying to fix every single issue. It's really not necessary if your computer is working fine. Only dive back in there when there's something wrong or continuously happening and you want to understand what's actually going on. Oh, and just a quick heads up. Because every computer has errors and information and warnings, scammers love this tool. Often we see scammers telling people to go to Event Viewer, and then they scare the shit out of them, showing them a whole bunch of red errors, telling them that their system has been hacked. Don't let them do that to you. Right, so now we know what's going on in our system. So next we want to look at what is making our system slow and what is eating up our internet speed. And for that, we're going to use Resource Monitor. Right, in your Windows start, type there Resource Monitor, and this beautifully designed app once again pops up, probably designed by the same techies who built the other one. So what are we looking at here? Here we've got the CPU, the disk, the network, and at the bottom we've got memory. The first thing I like to do is to compress in this expanding little thing. I just want to get an overview. And here I can see CPU usage at 12% at the moment, 15%, right? I can see the disk, I can see the network traffic, and I can see what's going on with my memory. So let's go through each one of them. CPU. First thing I want to do is expand this little description box because I want to be able to see what's going on. And I sort it by the average CPU. In other words, what's currently using my computer's CPU? What's making it work so hard? And I can see I've got this app. And because I know what Synology Drive client is, I know it's my backup, I'm okay to let this thing run. What I'm not okay letting things run is things that I don't know what they are. So I'm looking for things that I don't recognize, and especially something that doesn't have a description, such as ekm.exe. What is that? Right click on that, and I have the option to search online. Let's do that. Now I can go read a bunch of articles, or I can fire up my trusted AI agent and say, what is this app? And then it tells me the whole breakdown. So now that I know that it's an app that I recognize, this is my antivirus, so I'm cool with that. And you can do that through anything that you just don't recognize. So next up, we're going to click on memory. And the first thing I want to do is I want to sort by private. And if you don't know what any of these headers are, you can basically put your mouse over it, hover it, and it will give you a tooltip explaining what this particular thing is. And once again, if you find anything that you're not sure what it is, all you're going to do is click on it, right click on it, and then choose search online. Let me fire up quickly my Premiere Pro because I know that eats up a lot of memory. I just want to show you what that looks like. So there we go. Premiere is currently running. That is very memory intensive, and you can see it right there. And you can look at the graph. There's a little bit of a spike right there when I fired it up. And if I look at my used physical memory, it's sitting at 24% right now. So let me right click on that. And this time I'm going to choose end process. And let's see what that does. So I've done that, and then memory's gone down to 22%, and you can see there's a little bit of a drop back to where it was. Why is this important? Because many people rush out to buy a whole bunch of memory because their computer is slow. Then they get super frustrated because they're spending a whole bunch of money, and it realistically makes no difference. So check out the memory tab in the app. If you see your physical memory usually at a consistent 50% or below, then adding more memory isn't going to do anything for you. But if their line is sitting at 60 or 70%, then yes, adding more memory is certainly going to help your computer. Now, if it's sitting at a 50% and below, and every single time you open up a specific app, it spikes up and stays at 70 or 80%, then kind of adding more memory is also going to help. And that is how you make an informed decision versus wasting a whole bunch of money on stuff that isn't really going to make a difference. Right, next up we want to click on disk, and this is essentially your hard drive. I want to sort it by bytes per second, and I want to expand the image so I can actually see what the heck is going on. And now I'm looking for those weird apps one more time. I don't know what that is. Right click on that, search online like we've done before, and it's going to give you information. I know that this is disk drill. I know this is a data recovery program. Realistically, I don't spend too much time in this tab because this used to be really helpful when you had those old hard drive with those spinning heads. If you want to make any real difference to your computer's performance, upgrading to an NVMe SSD is one of the best investments you can make. So this disk tab is interesting, but besides looking for those weird and dodgy apps on your hard drive, it's kind of like meh. Where it gets really interesting is the networking tab. Right, click on the network tab next, and here you see you've got network activity, TCP connections, and listening ports. Now, the network activity is kind of what's going on the network as a whole, all the traffic going in and out. The TCP connection is only to do with the TCP protocol. All right, let's focus on how we're going to practically use it. We've sorted out by totals, and then we're going to see what's the top thing that is currently using my network. And here I can see it's a 0 patch. I know exactly what that is, and it's a patching software that I've spoken about to get you more security on your Windows 10, so I'm cool with that. Let's scroll further down. I'm going to see a whole bunch of other things. Here's Chrome. I always like to tick the Chrome one because that's the browser I'm currently have opened, and I can see all the IP addresses that it's currently connected to. At the TCP connection, I like to click on image, so it sorts it by alphabetical. I like to go Z to A or Z to A. And here I can see that under Steam Deck, it's got IPv4 loopback, which is essentially just a local on my network. So I'm totally fine with that. I'm scrolling down until I can see, oh, look at this, searchapp.exe. And that's talking to a bunch of IP addresses externally. I don't know what that is. So I'm going to go to AI and simply ask that question. And it tells me that this is a legitimate Windows process. Good, so it's not a virus. But I have to ask, why is this thing talking to so many IP addresses? So let's figure out what's going on. Let me write one of these IP addresses down, and I'm going to paste it into my browser. It brings me up to this web page. I'm going to proceed to it anyway, and it's going to ask me to log in. Why does my system need a certificate from Outlook.com when I don't use that? And this is why we have trust issues, Microsoft. When I see stuff like this, where Windows just does its own thing and talks to a whole bunch of servers on the internet without me doing anything, I have to question what the heck it is doing. So use this tool and go through your own system and see what is actually using up the internet and which IP is it going to. Do this especially when your internet is slow. Could something be consuming a lot of bandwidth right now? Maybe you have an offsite backup that's kicked in during the day, so now you can simply make a change and get it to kick off at night. Look, ignoring the crappy, unfriendly design of these apps, they are pretty damn useful and not overcomplicated to use, as I've shown you. Event Viewer tells you what's happening on your computer. Resource Monitor tells you what is using up resources on your computer: memory, CPU, disk, network. And when you get stuck, just simply ask AI or do it the old-fashioned way and just Google it. Whichever way you choose, you have much more exposure to what's actually going on, and we like that. Please do this before spending any money getting your computer fixed, and certainly do this before spending a bunch of money upgrading stuff. So hopefully that helps you, and if you want to see something that's going to blow your mind of just how much data actually leaves your Windows computer without you knowing, check that out right over here. Before you head out, give the video a quick thumbs up. I appreciate you doing that, and I'm going to see you in this video. Let's go.